tell you how excited we are and proud that we have been able to do this. Our number one goal is about the children in this community and youth, and these projects are all, some are pilot projects, some are beginning to help these organizations move forward and help all these children. We are just delighted.
In 2020, we received a grant for the Adolescent Wellness Support Project. The funds have allowed us to really provide an environment that is safe and secure and engaging and warm for the youth, especially a lot of the community meals, the wellness backpacks, the sensory room. It becomes a little less institutional when you come into the APU and you have the opportunity to have these tools and these materials available.
The Kiwanis Legacy Fund provided funding for us in 2020.
The grant was to support our Beyond the Blues postpartum support program. The Kiwanis Legacy Fund made the difference of us actually being able to provide this program. We receive about 100 plus referrals each year, and that means that we were able to support over 100 families.
Yeah, we're really thrilled to have received funding from the Kiwanis Legacy Fund this year. So the grant is to establish the first campus food hub on a university campus in Canada. The food hub will be a place and a space for students to come together, to learn new skills, to have food that tastes like home, to really try and make an impact on the levels of food insecurity we're experiencing on our campus.
The grant in 2020 allowed us to equip Foundry Wellness on Wheels, which is the first youth mobile clinic in British Columbia that brings mental health, health and navigation services to youth in outlying areas of the community. In 21 and 22, it provided funding for a youth mental health navigator at our Bright Minds Youth Housing Initiative.
Brain Trust Canada has been around for 36 years. We started as a grassroots organization of caregivers and people with lived experience who identified once released from hospital there was really no community supports in place for those with brain injury. These funds have made a very important difference for us because the Kiwanis Committee, combination with KGH Foundation, has been so accommodating to the needs of our population. So each time when we do go back to them and say, you know, the climate has changed a little bit for the clients, but also, you know, whatever's happening, such as a pandemic, they're always open and willing to follow our idea and to support us.
Yeah, so the Child Advocacy Center is essentially a purpose-built facility that responds to and investigates cases of child abuse. So within our facility, which is very child-centric and full of light and color, we house all of the agencies that work together to investigate child abuse and also to provide the wraparound services that support vulnerable children and their families. So the initial grant from Kiwanis Legacy Group for the Child Advocacy Center was intended to support the development of mental health resources for the Child Advocacy Center. And that grant for us was really the launching off point of being able to deliver mental health services on site at the Child Advocacy Center.
The Kiwanis Legacy Fund has helped to directly create a role for our upstream case manager. It is supporting the upstream project here in Kelowna, and it is helping youth within that program refer to our center.
So the Kiwanis Legacy funding has had a direct impact to the youth at 2 of our middle schools within Central Okanagan Public Schools.
So the difference of this funding is that it serves a population that is slightly different than our typical referrals. Because we typically receive referrals from the Ministry of Children and Family Development, a lot of it is more intervention-based service as opposed to prevention.
So these funds have made a huge difference for these kids in that they have more of those supports. We can talk about housing, or we can go into the family's home. It's just a lot more wraparound supports for those kids dealing with whatever they're going through at that time. We also can look at working with more students too. So it's a school-based program where we can take on a little bit more kids based on the increase in funding.
Our organization received the grant from Kiwanis in the current fiscal year of 2022-2023. The grant was to support our United program for at-risk youth. So the United program supports at-risk youth. It's an 8-week program that we run in the schools for grades from 8 to 10. We work with the kids to talk about self-confidence, safe sex, impacts with COVID-19, and mental health support services.
What we know is intervention and prevention is key in making changes. And for us to be able to go into the schools and reach a population that's just young and growing is the best way to support them going forward.
So Kiwanis Legacy Fund has provided us with a variety of funding over the last 3 years, where we have received funding to help many of our kiddos struggling with mental health issues. And some of those services have allowed us to provide anything from craft supplies to books to just therapeutic tools that we can use for our kids when they are going through a bit of a tough time. Even something as simple as fidget toys that may seem like something small, but any type of coping mechanism like that helps our kids when they're struggling the most here.
We received a grant from the Kiwanis Legacy Fund for Text Lifeline for Youth, which is a texting crisis line. So youth, or anyone actually, can text and receive supports and services if they're in crisis.
The Kiwanis Legacy Fund, distributed through the KGH Foundation, will support the first phase of the Strathcona Beach Park project, which focuses on creating universally accessible outdoor play space for people of all ages, abilities, and incomes. The new structural play component project will inspire play, create social interactions, and support mental health to residents and visitors alike due to its close proximity to numerous regional health services and the Pandosy Urban Centre.
Redevelopment of Strathcona Beach Park provides an opportunity to ensure that adaptive and unstructured play can be integrated into the new universally accessible play area. The new playground will offer expanded play opportunities while further enhancing cognitive functioning, impulse control, and mental health.
Congratulations to the Kiwanis Clubs of Kelowna for celebrating their 75th anniversary. Thank you to the KGH Foundation, Kiwanis Legacy Fund for partnering with the City of Kelowna in investing in Strathcona Beach Park.
I would, of course, want to say a very heartfelt thank you for the funds and for the opportunity to receive these grants. I think, we're so grateful for the opportunity to be able to create an environment that we know is doing so much goodness and wellness for the youth who are coming here.
I would really like the Kiwanis Club and its members to know how important this money has been for the bridge and for Beyond the Blues. It has allowed families to focus on their recovery and their healing because there's a program right there available for them.
Thank you so much to the Kiwanis Club and members for the funding this year. We couldn't be doing what we're doing and having as big a vision as we have to begin without this funding, so we're just so thankful. So thank you so much for the incredible generosity of the Kiwanis Club. We're so thankful.
I'd like to say on behalf of CMHA Kelowna, our staff, our volunteers, and especially the young people that have benefited from your generosity, thank you. Your investment has literally been life-changing and in some cases, life-saving.
We are so grateful for them. Each time we meet, they're just so warm and they're lovely, and they really, really care about people, but specifically youth. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And yeah, we're just very grateful for them.
That it's such a forward-thinking club. And our example of that is I think, a really profound one, because again, this is a group that was willing to look down the lens of what could be, and it wouldn't be without them.
Yeah, so on behalf of the Upstream Project, I'd just like to say thank you so much to the Kiwanis Club and all their members. It's a huge, this project, it can't be done without organizations in the community. So all of our partners and groups like Kiwanis to fund something like this is huge, and it goes a long way too. And really focusing on that preventative work, it makes such a difference in the long term. And so the dollars that we got really helped impact more of those wraparound supports and putting on supports for more students too, and really would love to see the program grow. And so just from the bottom of my heart, it's so humbling to have this money and to work with groups like Kiwanis.
I would like to say to the Kiwanis Club and their members, thank you. These types of funds and developments help us better support at-risk youth and our community as a whole, and everybody that we support through our organization.
We want to say a huge thank you to the Kiwanis Legacy Fund for all they have provided for us here on the pediatric unit at Kelowna General Hospital.
Oh my goodness, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. We are so thankful to be able to have these funds, to be able to build the capacity, build on the supports we were already serving the community with, to be able to have increase the access to these types of supports and services. And we really appreciate that you've been able to trust us to provide these services and do the work that we know how to do.
I would like to thank the KGH Foundation for partnering with Kiwanis for this legacy fund. Without them, we couldn't have accomplished so much, and we know because our funds are with the foundation, they will last for a very long time in this community.
Hi, I'm Allison Ramchuk, CEO of the KGH Foundation.
And I'm Melina Moran, Director of Grants Management at the KGH Foundation.
The Kiwanis Legacy Fund was established through an initial $4 million gift to the KGH Foundation. This was the result of the sale of the Kiwanis Tower in December 2016. This is the single largest gift the Kelowna General Hospital has received serving this community. And for that, we are incredibly grateful.
The Kiwanis Legacy Fund is an endowed fund, meaning that the investment guarantees annual proceeds to support the health and well-being of children and youth in our community in perpetuity.
The fund demonstrates an investment in our children and our youth today and for the future, their future and that of our community.
Thank you to the Kiwanis Clubs of Kelowna and to the Kiwanis Legacy Fund Committee for establishing this lasting legacy.
Thank you and congratulations on celebrating 75 years in our community. We are forever grateful to you.